Computer maintenance is usually overlooked by many people, and they end up paying for the subsequent repair work. This article includes some useful tips, which you can follow to maintain your computer in the perfect condition. It is quite surprising to see how many mistakes we make while maintaining our computers, and that too considering the fact that we cannot do much work-wise without them. Computer maintenance is something we can easily take care of ourselves, but we do not take half the care we should, and that's the reason why we end up spending hundreds of dollars on calling professionals to check our PCs each year. This is the money we could very well have saved. This article enlists 10 vital maintenance tips that you must follow. This will increase the life of your hard disk and even make the computer prove more efficient to you. The tips given below are for Windows operating systems. Tip number 1: when to restart and when to reset. Most people think that restarting and resetting means one and the same thing, but they don't. Restarting is a process when the machine is made to shut down normally and then made to start again after the common rebooting process that it undergoes. Restarting can be done through several internal features of the operating system, including the shutdown option in the menu. However, resetting is different. This is done by pressing a button present on the CPU. When you reset a machine, you are shutting it down forcefully and then starting it again. When resetting is done, the machine is not allowed to shut down in the normal way, but restarting allows that to happen. Resetting must be done only when nothing else seems to work. For example, if the display is frozen, or if the computer hangs, and even Ctrl-Alt-Del does not work, then resetting can be done. For simple requirements like reconfiguring the system after installing new software, you must only go for restarting. Tip number 2: shutting down the computer. The computer must never be shut down by any other method except through the shutdown option provided. Never must it be shut down by powering it off directly from the AC mains. This will cause irreparable damage to the hard disk. Tip number 3: clean out your computer occasionally. It doesn't take much time to run a disk scan and a defragmenter on your computer. When you defragment your disk, you are freeing up all wasted space on your machine, and that certainly increases its efficiency. Scanning shows you all the bad and corrupt files located on your machine. Tip number 4: keep the startup simple. If your computer takes a very long time to start up, it probably has a lot of startup programs running. Let the machine start completely, then from the Startup Programs menu, delete those which you don't need to load at startup. These programs will only slow down your computer drastically. Tip number 5: install an antivirus. Anyone knowing an iota of computers will tell you how important an antivirus is, if you are using the internet. Remember to run the antivirus scan regularly. You can even set it up to conduct a scan automatically. Tip number 6: install firewalls. You can say that firewalls are better than antivirus programs at protection. While antivirus programs are the cure, firewalls can be considered as the prevention. When you set up a firewall, you are restricting all kinds of unauthorized accesses to your computer. You must do this as soon as you get your internet connection, and then keep the firewall definitions updated. Tip number 7: install anti-spyware programs. Spyware is a term used to describe several unauthorized applications that get installed on your computer when you browse the internet, and then they make a connection between your machine and the host server. These programs can relay private information from your machine to the host server. Spyware is a chief element of identity theft in today's times. Fortunately, there are several good anti-spyware programs that you can install to protect your computer from such threats. Tip number 8: keep adequate disk space. Never fill your hard disk to full capacity. This will force your computer to run slow and can even cause damage to the disk. Keep at least 100 megabytes of free space. However, the hard disks available today have humongous capacities, so this problem will probably never arise. Tip number 9: use peripheral devices carefully. For all peripheral devices, You must exercise care when making direct connections to your PC. Especially when you are removing them, don't just yank them out. Turn off the device through the corresponding software first, and remove them only when they say it's safe to remove the device. Tip number 10. Clean out the temp files. Temp files are created when you are working on any application on your computer. These are not user-readable files, but they are records for the computer to use the applications easily, next time. A similar analogy is found in cached files when using the internet. These files can accumulate to a large extent and can clog the machine, forcing it to run very slow. You must regularly visit the temp or cache folder and clean out these files.